Ever tasted the bitter tang of defeat, sports fans? Ever found yourself down and out, wondering if you'll ever rise again? Picture this: a locker room heavy with the scent of sweat, effort and defeat. Towels hang forlornly on hooks, equipment tossed aside in a visual symphony of despair. The room is quiet, save for the occasional echo of a distant cheer, a bitter reminder of the battle just lost. In the midst of it all, a lone player sits, shoulders slumped, head held low in hands, the weight of the world seemingly pressed upon their shoulders. The deafening roar of the crowd has dwindled to a faint murmur, replaced by the steady drumming of their own heartbeat. The scoreboard's neon glow, once a beacon of hope, now screams out their defeat, a relentless tormentor in the silence of the locker room. The taste of defeat is bitter, a stinging reminder of dreams dashed, efforts thwarted. The question hangs heavy in the air. Will I ever rise again? The player raises their head, eyes gritty from the dust of battle, yet burning with an undeniable spark. The fire of determination, the refusal to be extinguished. A voice, husky with effort and emotion, breaks the silence. Here's the thing, champ. Losing in this game called life? It's not a knockout, it's a fumble, a drop pass, a missed free throw. The words hang in the air, a challenge, a promise. The sting of defeat, while harsh, is not the end. It's merely a stumble, a momentary setback in the grand scheme of things. The final whistle hasn't blown yet. This isn't a one-shot deal. There's always another play, another chance to turn the tide. As the echoes of the lost battle fade, a renewed determination takes hold. Yes, the taste of defeat is bitter, but it's also a potent catalyst for change, for growth. It's the fuel that drives the comeback, the spark that ignites the fire of determination. It's the teacher that imparts the harshest lessons, yet also the most valuable. The player stands, eyes blazing with renewed resolve. The message is clear: this is not the end. It's merely the beginning of a new chapter, a new challenge. Here's the thing, champ. Losing in this game called life, it's not a knockout, it's a fumble, a dropped pass, a missed free throw. Remember those fumbled snaps that had you cursing the turf? Turned you into a fumble recovery machine, didn't they? Let's rewind and replay those memories, shall we? There was that one game, the rain pouring, the ball slipping through your fingers like a bar of soap. You fumbled, and the crowd groaned. But what happened next? You spent countless hours mastering your grip, learning to hold the ball like it was the most precious thing in the world. Now, even in the worst downpour, you're the one they trust to make the play. And who could forget that missed free throw, the one that could have won the game? The silence of the crowd was deafening as the ball bounced off the rim. It was a tough pill to swallow. But instead of letting it define you, you used it to refine you. You practiced those throws until your arms ached and your accuracy improved. Now you're the one they call when the game is on the line. Remember that time you dropped the pass? The one that could have been a touchdown. The disappointment in your eyes was clear, but it didn't last. You practiced your catches, your timing, your routes, until they were second nature. Now you're the one making those clutch catches, turning the tide of the game. It's all about perspective, you see. Every stumble, every fall, they're not failures. They're opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to learn, to improve. Each one is a stepping stone on your path to greatness. So, let's change the narrative, shall we? It's not about the number of times you've fallen, it's about the number of times you've picked yourself up, dusted yourself off, and gotten back in the game. It's about how you've turned every setback into a setup for a comeback. Every loss, every stumble is just another rep, another drill on the road to mastery. So, lace up those boots, roll up those sleeves, and get back out there. Because you're not done yet, not by a long shot. This is your story, your journey, and it's only just beginning. Yeah, some games we got to swallow the bitter pill of defeat, but that's how champions are forged. In the crucible of competition, resilience is the most precious of metals. It's the backbone of every champion, the steel in their spirit that never allows them to stay down for long. You see, it's not the strength of the punch that defines a fighter, but their ability to rise again, to dust off the dirt and step back into the ring. Defeat that cruel master is not an end, but a beginning. It's the raw material from which champions are molded, their resolve forged in its fiery furnace. It's the grit under their nails, the sweat on their brow, the ache in their muscles that reminds them of their purpose. Yet resilience is not just about enduring, it's about evolving. Each defeat is a teacher, whispering secrets of the game, revealing chinks in our armor and showing us where we need to grow. With each stumble, we're not just falling, we're learning to walk, then run, then soar. And so, we find our player, his eyes blazing with determination, his heart beating with a rhythm that echoes the drum of victory. He's tasted defeat, yes, but it hasn't soured him. It's only made him more eager, more hungry for the taste of triumph. He understands that in this game, the scoreboard is not the final arbiter of success. It's merely a signpost on the journey, a momentary snapshot that cannot capture the full breadth of his journey. He knows that the real victory lies in the journey itself, in the sweat-soaked jerseys, in the blistered hands, in the countless hours spent perfecting a craft. Every missed shot, every lost game, every moment of disappointment is a stepping stone, a chapter in the epic saga of his metamorphosis. They are the trials that test his mettle, the fires that temper his spirit, the winds that shape his character. He walks the path of the warrior, where each battle is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to improve. He sees not just the defeat, but the lessons it brings. And with each lesson, he becomes stronger, sharper, more formidable. In the face of adversity, he doesn't crumble. He rises. He doesn't just endure, he thrives. He knows that the road to victory is paved with challenges, and he welcomes each one with open arms. He sees them not as obstacles, but as opportunities. He doesn't fear defeat, for he knows that it's just a stepping stone on the path to victory. He understands that the true measure of a champion is not in the number of victories, but in the lessons learned, in the growth achieved, in the character honed. Every failure's a lesson, every disappointment, a detour on the path to victory. And so our player strides forward, his spirit unbroken, his resolve unshaken, his eyes fixed on the prize. For he knows that he's not just playing a game, he's crafting a legacy. So tonight we raise a glass not to the scoreboard's cruelty, but to the grit in our teeth, the fire in our eyes. Picture this. You're in a room filled with the echoes of past victories and losses. The air is thick with anticipation, brimming with the promise of what's to come. You raise your glass not in celebration of a triumphant score, but of something far more profound. The resilience that pulses through your veins, the unyielding spirit that refuses to back down, the unwavering belief that no matter the score, no matter the setback, you are a force to be reckoned with. In this toast, we honor the journey. The countless hours of practice, the sweat-soaked jerseys, the blistered hands and the endless drills. Each step, each stumble, each fall and each rise, they all culminate into this moment. The moment where you stand, not as a defeated player, but as a warrior ready to conquer. We raise our glass to the lessons learned from every fumbled pass, every missed goal, every defeat. For these are the moments that mold us, that shape us into the champions we are destined to become. They teach us resilience, they fuel our determination, they ignite a fire within us that pushes us to rise time and time again. But let's not forget, this toast is not just about the hardships and the struggles. It's about the triumphs that lie ahead. It's about the promise of a new day, a new game, a new chance to prove our mettle. It's about the hope that stirs within us, the hope that propels us to face the next challenge, to take on the next play, to rewrite the narrative. We raise our glass to the future, a future filled with endless possibilities, a future where the scoreboard is merely a guide, not a destination. So here's to you, the player, the warrior, the champion. Here's to your grit, your resilience, your undying spirit. Here's to the journey and the promise of what lies ahead. We raise a glass to the next play, the next challenge, the next chance to rewrite the narrative. Because in this game, my friend, victory isn't just about winning the trophy. It's about the courage to rise, to dust off the defeat and face the game head-on. It's about the relentless spirit that refuses to be tamed by failure. It's the resilience that finds strength in every stumble, the tenacity that turns every setback into a setup for a comeback. So what if you fumbled? So what if you missed? Every misstep, every fall, they're just stepping stones on your path to glory. Remember, the journey is always more rewarding than the destination. Now it's time to get back in the game. It's time to reclaim your glory, to rewrite your story, to turn defeat into victory. The world's your stadium, The locker room's your stage. The crowd's your chorus, waiting, anticipating, cheering for your triumphant return. Go get 'em, champ. The world's your stadium, and your story's the greatest comeback of all.